and today I want to talk about new book releases of April and what I'm planning to read this month. So let's just jump in and get started with the top 5 new releases of April that I personally am most looking forward to. First up is Miss Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins, and this is coming out on April 7th. This is the sequel to Rebel Belle, and I can't really get into the synopsis of this one without spoiling the first one, so I can't tell you much about this book, but if you want to know more about the first book, I did do a full book talk on it with a spoiler-free section, so I'll link that below if you want to check it out. But I absolutely loved Rebel Belle. I thought it was super fun and hilarious, and I am really excited to get my hands on the sequel. Next up is Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Gier, which is out on April 14th. This is the first book in a series, and it actually came out a while ago in its original language of German, but it is just now being released in English. It's about a girl named Liv who has been having these really weird dreams lately where she sees some boys performing dark magic rituals, and then she goes to a new school and sees those boys in her real life. It sounds fun and mysterious and kind of creepy, and I just loved the Ruby Red trilogy by Kirsten Gier, so I'm definitely interested in checking out her next series when it comes out in English because I don't read German yet. Next up I have here Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, which is also coming out on April 14th. This is the sequel to The Diviners, which came out a couple of years ago, and we are finally getting the continuation of the series. I can't tell you much about the synopsis because it is a sequel, and also, I have not yet read the first book, but I can tell you that it is the second book in what will be a 4-book supernatural series that takes place in 1920s New York. And personally, while I have not yet read The Diviners, I have read and loved all of Libba Bray's other books, so I am looking forward to getting into this series. Next up is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this is coming out on April 28th. This is a debut novel set in a Rome-like fantasy world, and we follow 2 main characters. First is a girl named Lila who has been orphaned and her brother taken prisoner, so she goes undercover as a slave to try to figure out where he is and how she can help him. Then we have Elias, who is one of the best soldiers in the military, but he hates it there, and he's planning to desert when he is pulled into this competition to determine the next emperor. There's espionage and brutality and romance and politics and a movie already in the works, and just everything I've heard about this book has been great. I am very excited to read this, and I will definitely be doing so because this is the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month for May. Super early announcement, I know, but we are working with Penguin for this one, and we have some fun stuff planned. I actually already got to meet the author, Sabaa, and she is awesome, and talking to her about the book just made me all the more excited to read it. So yeah, even though it's not coming out until the very end of April, I'm really looking forward to it, especially because this is my #1 most anticipated debut of the year. And finally, I have here The Game of Love and Death by Martha Brockenbrough, and this is also out on April 28th. This is a standalone novel about Henry and Flora, who are pawns in this centuries-old game played between love and death. Love and death each choose a child as their player, and they're allowed to influence the situation, but ultimately Henry and Flora are the ones who make the decisions, just living their lives, that will determine whether love or death wins. I haven't heard a ton about this book, but what I have heard has been great. Like, the people who've already read it seem to really love it. and the premise is just so intriguing. I think I'm gonna have to pick this up and give it a read. Alright, Alright, so those are the top 5 new releases of April that I am most excited to read, and I will definitely be reading some of those this month, but I also have a couple other books I'm planning to read, so I will talk about those now. First up is the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month pick for April, and that is The Queen of the Tearling by Erika Johansen. This month we're working with HarperCollins, who was kind enough to send me both a beautiful hardcover and also a beautiful paperback. Like, I have so much appreciation for nice, quality, gorgeous books, and both of these editions are lovely. The paperback is actually not even out yet. It comes out on April 15th, so if your bookstore doesn't have the hardcover anymore, since it did come out last year, then fear not, because the paperback will be hitting shelves very soon here. Anyways, The Queen of the Tearling is about a girl named Kelsey who has been raised in exile, but now she has come of age and it's time for her to take her rightful throne. So now she has to cope with this new experience and learn the workings of her court and figure out who she can trust and, oh yeah, deal with the evil sorceress who rules the next kingdom over. And this book has a lot of awesome things working for it. Like, aside from the cool premise and the gorgeous covers, there have been some Hunger Games comparisons, and Emma Watson is attached to star in the movie adaptation. So yeah, just everything I hear about this book I'm into. I'll go ahead and put all of the read-along info down in the description. Our live show is taking place on Saturday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is your read-by date if you would like to join us. And finally, we come to the TBR jar section of this video. This is always my favorite part because it's so mysterious. What's gonna happen? Anything can happen. Well, not anything, but like, what challenge am I gonna get? I don't know, it's still exciting to me. Woohoo! Stop. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. What one do I want? I think my hand is on this one. Ooh, it's green. It's green! What does it say? You can see it, I can't. Oh boy. Can you see it? Ow, sorry. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? So my TBR jar challenge for the month of April is to read a classic novel. And I think I already know what I want to read because I've kind of had it in my mind that when I got this challenge, I would read Jane Austen! Something by Jane Austen. Here I have this gigantic collection of all of her novels, and I also have them all on my Kindle because public domain, hell yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna read a Jane Austen novel, and it's probably gonna be Pride and Prejudice because that's like the one that people tell me I should read the most and start with, so Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's finally happening this month. I hope I like it. I'm very excited and optimistic and just a little bit nervous that I won't like it because I know how many people love it, but I think I'm gonna like it. And yeah, I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to finally read some Jane Austen. So yeah, that is just about it. I mean, I am going to try to read more than just the books mentioned, but I am not yet sure what I might want to read. I'm gonna leave my options open and just like take it as it comes. So we'll see. But that's it for this video today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night, and I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye! Bye! First up is Miss Mayhem. Mayhem? Mayhem? It's spelled hem, but it said ham, I think. Next up is Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Gier. Kirsten, damn it, I always do that. Kirsten Gier. But anyways, this book, it's the same book. I should hold up only one of them. It is time for the TBR jar! Just do it normal. Yard work. Is it necessary to do yard work right now? If it's not planes, it's yard work. I'm filled with rage.